Well, hello my little beauties, and welcome to this special live stream. Friday night, don't you know? And it's been a long time since I've actually streamed in public. These days, I normally stream via the members area, and what a fun vibe it is. I love my members area. It's far better than this joint. But I wanted to come on here just maybe as a, I don't know if we'll call it a one-off, but maybe it's something I'll do once in a blue moon. And it's really just to let you know that I'm still here. And I'll tell you who else is still here. Jim, who has just joined us. How are you doing, Jim? Very, very good to see you. You're so welcome. I've missed you. And I hope you're doing well. It has indeed been a long time, you know, but the live streams were all a bit chaotic, and I had a lot of angry Laravel developers coming after me. So I just decided I can't be bothered with the aggravation, and I created a private members area, and it's turned out quite good, and I enjoy it. But like I say, I wanted to just check in because I don't want to have people thinking that I've disappeared or anything. I'm still coding as much as ever, and everything is cool. So with your permission, I thought I'd stay here and thanks for those likes, man, I really appreciate that. So I thought I'd stay here maybe for a couple of hours. It's my mum's birthday today, you know, so I'll be heading over there hopefully later on. But maybe we can do a couple of hours, and hopefully you'll get something from this, you know. So shall I show you what I'm working on? Okay, now anybody who's in the private club, you've been watching this. Now this is a feature that, I'll just make sure my sound's okay. Are we alright for the sound? Are we okay? I hope we're okay. Anyway, this is a feature that Simon had asked for, and I think it was an excellent idea. And the feature is that for the module market, you can now request a module. It's a beautiful thing. And when you request a module, I haven't uploaded it yet, by the way. Maybe I'll upload it tonight. But when you request it, you can say if you want it for free, or if you want to pay but you'd like to invite bids. And I've just noticed a typo. I'd like to pay 2. That's 2 pay 2 is a typo. So let's just get started, shall we? And we'll just fix that one. So that's 2 pay 2. And it's so nice to do this, you know, and say hello to one or two friendly faces that I haven't been in touch with for a while. I can tell you, how much money do you have to pay to... Okay, so the thing I want to replace is willing to pay to. That's the phrase. Anyway, so that should say willing to pay up to. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Okay, well, it didn't take long and the action is kicking in. So as I was saying, you're going to be able to request a module. You can have it for free, or I'm willing to pay up to blah 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 blah. And there you go. And when the module requests come in, you're going to see something that looks a little bit, actually, significantly better than this. I'm just going to edit. So you're going to see something that looks like this. Now, I based this page on Indeed. If any of you have been on Indeed, it might look similar. Or you might... Oh, you miserable thing. Well, it was good. I can tell you it was good. Right, hold on a second. Now, what did I do that... Set open is 0. Ah, I did it the wrong way around. I need to say open is 1. It's alright, that was just me being an idiot. Let's pretend that that never happened. So let me show you this. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Alright, so here we go. So the idea is you're going to see the listings on the left, And if you see something you like, for example this one here, you're going to be able to make an offer, or you'll be able to ask a question and all of that stuff. And you can see when I'm clicking, the right hand side changes. It's pretty cool, isn't it? I don't get anything from it, by the way. There's no commission or anything going to me. It's just a resource that's going to be out there. So that's what's happening. Oh, thank you. Jim says the new Trongate site looks outstanding. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You know, the funny thing is I got a message just a couple of days ago from somebody in India who said, I really love Trongate and I'd like to volunteer to redesign the website. So what can you do? What can you do? But I like the design as well, you know. I'm quite pleased with how this has turned out. You kind of never realise that you've got a duff design until you get a good design, do you know what I mean? Funny old thing. Funny old thing. Anyway, I hope you're good, Jim. What you been working on yourself? Anything cool? Well, let's see if we can get moving with this. So I'll do a little thing there. Get commit fixed a few typos. That's all we did. And now we are on to the meat and bones of this thing. So I'll show you what I'm planning on doing here. Alright. So I don't know what that means. Anyway. Right, so here's what we're going to do. When people create these module things, it's quite important that they are kept in the loop, you know? They have to be kept in the loop, right? So what we're going to do is, these are all of the types of messages that I want sent. They're going to be sent internally at first, then they're going to be sent by email. So let's see if we can figure that one out. Okay. I suppose the first decision that I have to make is, where is all of this stuff gonna live, you know? So for example, we could go to module requests, let's say, and we could build something that sends messages from here, but the only challenge with that is that this is 659 lines long, and I feel as if it's I don't know. Tell you what, right, here's what we'll do. Let's make a brand new module. We'll call it module request MSG boss. This is a little tradition of mine. If I have a module that kind of controls stuff, I like to give it a name like that. And there it is right there. So we'll do a little controllers folder. And if I have time later on, I'll tell you about some of the stuff coming up. There's some really cool stuff coming up, you know. I think you're gonna like it, because I have been busy, and there's a whole bunch of new stuff that you're soon gonna see. Module request, and I'll tell you about some of it. I don't know if it's too early. Well, I won't tell you about that. But believe me, I'm smiling, and I have a few things that I think you're gonna like. Alright. So here we go, and I'll just do a little test thing, and I'm going to just say hi. Okay, so this is going to be module request message boss. So this is going to be a module that is entirely dedicated to the business of sending messages when stuff happens, you know. So let's copy this here. Okay. And then maybe We'll do a little indentation for the nation. I'll try and go as fast as I can here so this is not too boring. Alright, so this basically is gonna, I'll write it down. Handles sending messages for the following scenarios. There you go. Okay. Alright. Okay, something like that, and something like that. Excellent. Now, first question I have to ask is, if we're going to send emails, are the emails going to be the same as the internal messages? I'm not sure. Think about thanks for submitting. Okay. Yeah, they probably are. So let's just build all of these different things, okay? So what we could do is we could say, in this views folder, we could say something like okay. Dear, let's just say name. No, hang on a second. Thanks. Oh, jeez. I'm all mixed up. Tell you what. Let me make a folder inside here called request creator. So that's where the request creator stuff's going to go, right? Then we're going to have the responder. That's people who have responded to an advert. And then we're going to have finally the winner, person who submitted the winning bid. And you know, I think I'll have one for admin as well. Alright, so let's just do a little test here. For the request creator, let's have a new file called thanks.php. And I'm just going to say thanks for the thing. And then we'll go in here. Let's go to test. We're going to say data view module equals module request message boss. And then we're going to say data view. Oh, hang on a minute. We're going to say pay. Oh, jeez. Message content HTML equals this view. Now it's inside the request creator thing and it's called thanks, and I'm just gonna pass in the data and I'm gonna say true, and then I'm gonna echo the message content HTML. Now do you reckon that'll work? Of course it'll work. So now we're going to build a message. The situation is that somebody has posted a module request, and we're going to send them a message that says thanks a lot, you know. So we'll say something like hello name. I'll figure that out later on, okay? Now let's do a couple of BRs and we'll say something like thanks for posting a module request on the Trongate website. Your request is, hang on a second. Your request will be added to the site shortly. Or maybe I should let's just be honest. Thanks for posting a module request on the Trongate website. After we've had a chance, request it will be added to the site shortly. No, I just thought of something. Yeah, I'll just say, okay, thanks for posting a module request on the Trongate website. After we've had a chance to review your request, just to make sure it's legitimate, it will be added to the website at, now let's chuck in that browse modules URL. I'll make this a private variable, so that's going to be browse modules URL. So that will be base URL, and then we're going to take this, okay, so it will be added to the website. It will be added to the website and viewable at the following URL, and we'll just chuck in browse modules URL. So I'm going to just say data browse modules URL, like that. Okay, so this is browse modules URL. Now, of course, that will be a link okay, we wish you the best of luck and hope you receive some good responses. Cheers. And then I'll just chuck in, could you give me just a little second? Just a little second. Okay, cool. I had to just check something. So where we've got this going on, we can actually just chuck in our name like that. Okay, now I think that I've messed this up a wee bit, because that should be in here. And now we're going to have a little refresh. Okay, now it says that there's something on line 38 that it doesn't like, so let's just say module requests browse, that's the URL. There you go. Okay, now we will I'll chuck these BRs in here and here. Okay, so there's our message. Now later on we'll get the member object passed into this thing, you know. So let's just say something like build thanks message. Okay, so that is simply going to take in a member object, so a target member object, and we'll go like this, and we are going to have to get a plain text version of this. So I'll just say message content plain text is. Now for that one, I'll say something like, now how are we going to do that? I'll figure it out in a minute. Okay, so it's going to do that. Now let's just say message, and we'll do something like that, and message, and we'll do something like that, and then we're just going to return this message thing. Okay, so now I'm going to say member object is 1000. I'm going to say, well actually member ID is 1000. Then I'll say that the member object is this model get where member ID, and I'm going to get that from the members table. And then I'm going to say message data is this build thanks message, and we'll pass in that member object. Now another thing that I'm going to do is for the HTML one, I'll just say, actually I won't say anything. That'll do us for the moment, right? So if we refresh that, we get nothing at all. However, if we say JSON message data, you'll see that we get something like that. Alright, now what I'm going to try and get next is a little thing that is going to convert this to plain text, because we're going to be sending emails and we want to send a plain text email and an HTML email. Give me a wee moment. I think I've done this before, but I'm not sure. Okay, give me just a moment. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay, cool. I can show you this. So this is a thing that I've used in the past for this type of thing, and what it does is it gets some HTML and then it does a wee bit of string replacing, you know, like that. So if we copy that, now let's just say convert to plain text, and this is going to take in a message, right? Okay, so we're now going to say this convert to plain text, and we're going to pass in this thing here. Okay, I'm going to just echo already. It will show me that we still have a gig. There you go. And I'm going to take the same code that I used here and just do something like this. So this takes in our message HTML. Now we don't have any paragraphs anywhere, but we do have these BR things. In fact, if we echo HTML entities of message HTML, a little die statement, you'll see we've got these BRs here, see them? So what we're going to do is we're going to string replace. Every time we see a BR, we're going to chuck in a new line. Simple as that. Okay, and then it's going to be that the message plain is return message plain. I'll call it message plain text. Okay, so now if we echo message data on message content plain text with a die statement, we get this, and if we view the source, it's something like that, you know, something like that. Another thing that we could have done, which is a wee bit strange, is we could say ditch is that and replace is that, and we could say message plain text is string replace ditch replace message plain text. That's just an alternative way of that's kind of an alternative way of doing the same thing. I'm going to test both of them though. Okay, so what do we have? Well, let's do a little JSON on the message data. And you'll see that we've got this vibe here. So the top one is using HTML, and the bottom one do you know what? Let's just keep this. Alright, so there you go. One HTML and one plain text. So what's going to happen now is we're going to build a thing that's going to be called send thanks message. Okay, now send thanks message is going to accept a bunch of data, and then it's going to say, now let's have a look here. Yep, we're going to say member object is data member object, which takes us here. Then we're going to say that the message data is this, and then I'll just say already. Okay, so here's how this one is going to work. At the point when somebody goes to the website and they say, I'm going to request a module, right? And they go here to module requests. On module requests, they're going to submit, and you can see we've got a bunch of checks and whatnot happen, and then it inserts the data, as you can see. So what we're going to do now is we're going to say message data, and you can see from the code here that we need a member object. So we need a member object that represents this member, and as luck would have it, that is exactly what we've got. So the member object equals this, pardon me, it equals member object, and then we're going to just say this module request message boss, and then module request message boss. Okay, so this little beauty here, and we're going to just say, I'll do an underscore, send thanks message, and that's accepting a bunch of message data like that. Okay, now I'd like to give this thing a wee test, you know. So let me just say test, and I'll say member object is this get where 1000 from members, and then I'll just chuck in that code here. Okay, so we've got this send thanks message thing going on. Now what does it actually do as a reminder? Well, it builds up this thing and it's going to say all ready to rock. So if I go to module request test, you'll see here we go. So it's building up the message data, and at the moment we're just saying cool. Now I'm going to pass an optional field in here. It's going to be called send email, and I'll just assume that it's false. Okay, so if we var dump send email, I hope the music's not too loud, you'll see that it says false, right? So we're just assuming false. But if we wanted, we could say true. And the idea is that if we say true, we're going to not only do an internal message, but we're also going to send an email as well, you know. Okay. So, let's now figure out how to send an internal message. I suppose the first thing I could do is have a look at the existing internal messages and just get some idea of what they look like. So they look something like this, and that is your whack. Now let me have a wee look at the database, and I'm going to look at Tongate administrators. Okay, so 3 appears to be 1 or 1056. I don't even know what's going on. Give me just a wee minute, will you? Let me select all from messages where sent to equals 1000. I better just be a wee bit careful just in case. Okay, cool. So here we go. You can see that these are the types of things that we typically have. So from admin is a 1, sent from is a 1, blah 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 blah. So that's how it works. So we're gonna say, now that we've got the data, let's just say send internal message. That music's a bit much. Give me just a minute. Hold on a second, I need different sounds. I need different sounds, don't you know? Right, hold on a second, we'll find something a bit better. Alright, let me try this. Okay, so we've got this send internal message thing going on. Now this is going to have a member object, and it's also going to have the message data. That's all we need. Like that. And then we're going to simply say send internal message. Pass in those two things. Now I'm going to just say now. I want to just make sure that we do have a gig here. So if we go to module requests test, you can see that it says now, right? So this is the time where we want to have a wee look at this database and figure out what fields we need. So I'm seeing immediately data date created is time. I'm seeing data blah blah blah. Now let me okay, so we've got sent from. So sent from is 1. We've got sent to. So sent to. Now sent to is going to be an integer of member object loading up Trongate user ID. And then we've got message subject. Message subject. Now message subject is going to be message data subject, and I don't even have that yet, so let's figure that one out. Let's just say message data subject is thank you for creating or posting a module request, something like that. Okay, so that's our message subject. Looking at the database here, I can see we've got message body, and the message body is going to be message data, and we're going to be calling upon message content HTML. Now when I had this email thing, I just called it message plain and message HTML, and it's kind of a good idea to stick with your own conventions, you know. So let's just do that while we can. So we're going to have message HTML and then message plain. That's what we're talking about. Okay, so back up here, as we send the hold on a minute. Right, see how that says send thanks message? And it calls this build thanks message. There's really no point in doing this. What I should have just done is get rid of that and then chuck this up here. So one function handles everything. Now, This is much better. Okay. So message HTML, or message HTML, that's the one. Now looking back at the table, you can see that we've got opened. So opened is going to be 0. I'm sending an internal message, right? And the code, I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think that's 16 characters. So the code is make random string 16. Okay, that's part of the Trongate framework. It takes care of all of that stuff. From admin is going to equal 1. Then we've got message folders ID. And that is also going to be 1, which is the inbox. Okay, so that's it right there, and all is well. So with that being the case, now we're going to say this model insert that data into messages. There you go. Done. Done. And that's it. Now just before we send, I'll do a little JSON on the old data here. Make sure that we're feeling good. Okay, so we're missing a wee thing here. There you go. So there's no PHP warnings. Oh, maybe there is. Trongate ID message boss 41. Trongate user ID message boss sent to, well, hold on a minute. Could you give me just a wee second here? Okay, cool. I was just making sure I had the details okay there, and I think I do. Alright, so there's all of the stuff that's going to get posted right there. That's how it goes, you know. And every time we refresh, of course, the code changes. And it's all looking, you'd have to say it's looking pretty darn good. So at that point, we are then going to insert the message and it's job done. So here's how we test this. If we keep an eye on, let's say, this part of the site, you'll see on the top left that I've got 2 messages here. And you'll see it says 2. So if I refresh this page, nothing much happens. But if we refresh, do you see how it now says 3? And if we click into it, there is our message. Thank you for posting a module request. We've got the correct date. We've got the just about the correct time. That's from admin. And if we click into this, we've got date created from admin, hello name, right? We'll need to do something about that. And then it just says, thanks for posting a request, blah, 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 blah. We wish you the best of luck, blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm slightly concerned about that page. It just doesn't seem to be displaying the way that I'd like, apart from the fact that we've got this hello name thing. Let me have a think here. Okay, I'm going to go to your messages. Display. And you can see that that's saying NL2BR message body. So that's a wee bit of a challenge, you know? A wee bit of a challenge. And indeed, it's a challenge that is making me think that I should convert this thing to plain text. Yeah, I'll bring this thing in. Okay, so when we're sending the internal message, I'm going to take the message body. And I'm going to use this technique here. Okay, so something like this. We'll call this thing message body. And then we'll say data message body is all of that stuff that we see here, and I think that's going to look much better. So let me now go to my inbox. We're going to do another test. Okay, so if we refresh, we're going to click. I think that's better, but I'm not entirely sure. No, that is better. So it's doing 2 lines, you know. I guess it'll have to do, you know. And now the only thing that we've got here is the name thing, which I don't feel too good about. So if it's an internal message, let's just say that you know what? That's what I meant to get here, message body. Okay, so we'll say that the message body is string replace, and we're going to look for the bit that says name, and that is going to be replaced with member object loading up username on the message body. Okay, so there's that. In fact, I'll even chuck in a UC first. There we go. So, shall we dance? We've just refreshed. Now I'm going to refresh again. You'll see that it's gone up to 4. It says thanks for posting a module request, and now you can see it says hello DavCon. Thanks for posting a module request. It goes there. Wish you the best of luck. Cheers. And if you go back, you'll see that the envelope has opened. Everything is beautiful, you know. Everything is beautiful. And here comes the trick of the day. Thank you for posting a module request. Okay, I'm going to just do this.
Hello DavCon. Thanks for posting a module request on the Tromgate website. After we've had a chance to review your request, just to make sure it's legitimate, it will be added to the website and viewable at the following URL. HTTP URL. We will you the best of luck and hope you receive some good responses. Cheers. Tromgate.
And isn't it funny how it always picks up mistakes? I told you, didn't I? Didn't I tell you? We will you. We wish you the best of luck with your module request. You always, it's incredible. You always pick up mistakes when you use the audio thing, but it's really good because it's a good cure for typos, you know. So let me try this again.
Thanks for posting a module request on the Trongate website. After we've had a chance to review your request, just to make sure it's legitimate, it'll be added to the website and viewable at the following URL. http URL. We wish you the best of luck with your module request and hope you receive some good responses.
And hope that you'll okay, so I'm just going to do one more.
We wish you the best of luck with your module request and hope that you will receive some good responses.
There you go, that's our message, right? So, pretty darn good, right? Pretty darn good. And if you look at the module request thing, that's us now sending a thanks message. So see how it says message, send thanks message? Okay. Now again, if we go to send thanks message, it only requires the member object. That's all it needs. And that's exactly what we've passed. Okay, so that's pretty darn good, and I think I'm going to move this upstairs. It feels like somehow it just feels like a better place, you know. Okay, cool. So that's us now done that, right? That's us now sent. Thanks for posting a message. Now we're going to do the thing for when a message gets published. So okay, we need an unpublished request here. Alright, so I'll pretend that this one is unpublished. Okay, and then what will happen is on the admin panel we'll see that. And then we get that. Now here is a wee button that says publish, and that button opens open modal, then publish modal. Now if we look at this, so you can see that it says submit change publish status. So that's on module request, submit change publish status. There it is right there. Good. So if the message or if the request is published, then we're gonna say, well, let's think about this. So we've got thanks. Let's just say, let's have send request published. Okay, so send request published message. Now this one is going to contain more than just a member URL. This one is going to contain a module request URL. That is data module request URL. So we're going to have to pass that in somehow. Okay, so let's go up here. We're going to say this. Let's load up module request message boss. we're going to say module request message boss, and then it's going to be send request published message. Something like that. So we need a member object. Okay, we need a member object. So let's get that. I'm going to say that the member object is this model get, where I'm going to look at record object loading up. Oh geez, it's called created by, innit? Alright, so created by is an integer of record object loading up created by. Now then I'm going to say this module members, then member object is this. Let's just say this model, and we'll say get one where the TronGate user ID is created by, and we're going to get that from the members table. So now we've got a members object, right? Fair enough. So get a member object. The next thing that we're going to do is get the URL where the module request can be viewed. So in order to do that, you can see that we've got a code. So I'm going to say module request URL, and that module request URL is going to be the base URL, module requests, then browse, then we're going to pass in the third segment. There you go, right? So that's the two things that we need. Now, next, you see how this says data? I'm going to call this send data, and I'm going to say send data member object is all of that stuff. Then send data module request URL is that. That's what we're talking about on this fine day of all days. So as we go to send request published message, that's going to take us here, and our view file is going to be request published. That's right, request published. Now, on request published, well, how does this all go? Let's make inside request creator, we're going to have request published.php, and we can kind of steal from the format that we had here, because this was quite good, you know. Okay, so we'll say this is a short note to let you know that your module request has been published. Okay, and we'll say something like, you can view your module request at the following URL. We'll do that again. Now this time we're chucking in the module request URL. So we're going to just chuck in the module request URL. Thanks for posting a module request. Thanks for posting a module request. That's it. And there you go. So that's our request published thing. So, shall we give it a try? I think we should give it a try. But let's test it in isolation. So if we take a look at the module requests thing here. Do you know what? Maybe I won't do anything in isolation. Let's just test the darn thing. So we'll quickly change the subject. Okay, your module request has been published. Then it's going to send an internal message. Okay, I'm going to test this thing. So let's imagine that I'm a member of the general public here. Here's my account. And I say to myself, view module requests. And we say, oh, this looks interesting. Now actually, so we come here and we say, oh, look at the fabulous module requests. I'd like one of those. So I say, let's request a module. And I say, online chat room. And I say, okay, I'm willing to pay 1,000. I would like to have an online chat room. This is 1 line down. This is 3 lines down. Okay, so we do that and we submit. Keep an eye on the messages on the top left here. So you'll see that it says your message was successfully submitted and should be on the site shortly. So fair enough, right? And as we click in here, it says thank you for posting a module request. So we click in there. Everything here looks beautiful. So fine, we go about our life, we've got 3 messages. But then what happens is the admin appears. They see that somebody has requested a module and they say, cool, let's publish it. Request was published. So meanwhile, back on the website here, you can see that we've now got 4 messages. Now it says your module request has been published. So we click in and it says, hello DavCon, this is a short note. I'm going to read this because you know how it goes with typos in me.
This is a short note to let you know that your module request has been published. You can view your module request at the following URL. http URL. Thanks for posting a module request. Cheers. Trongate support.
Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to click on it. And you can see that it says online chat room and it takes us right to the zone here. Isn't that beautiful? Yes, it is. That's the answer you're looking for. Yes, it is. So that means that we've now done your published. Okay, the next one is going to be and I'm kind of jumping all over the place here, but we're gonna have thanks for posting a question, then we're gonna have thanks for posting an offer, all worthy of internal messages, you know. So we have to figure that vibe out, right? To do that, I'm gonna do a wee bit of cheating. So I'm gonna go to this module request thing. This is of course our online chat room here, and I'm gonna change the ID. I'll pretend it's from someone else. Okay, so now I am a potential punter. If I refresh, do you see how I've now got buttons for make offers and ask questions, right? So how many items do you want to add, right? That's a question. So I'm going to now go to module request responses, and I'm going to go to submit ask question. Here's your vibe, here's your vibe, and here's your vibe. So as you can see, we've got a record object, and we've got a member object as well. So this is going to say this module, and we'll just say module request message boss. Now this is going to be remarkably similar to this one here. Okay, so let's just do a wee paste in, make a wee bit of breathing space. So we're going to say this module request message boss send request published message. That's what we're talking about. Now it's actually going to be called it's going to be called thanks for question. Okay, so okay, send thanks question message. I'll just do that, right? So send the thanks for the question message. Now we know that we need a member object, right? It just so happens that we've got a member object, so I'm going to pass in the member object. Okay, so we're gonna send thanks for question. So I'll just say send data member object is member object. Then it's send data, and it's the same vibe here. Browse why did I call it browse modules URL? I am a Kentucky Fried Idiot. Okay, send data module request URL. That is the name of it. It's module request URL. We go to send published message. I gotcha. So basically we don't need this. As we look at request published, it says module request URL. That's perfect. So that was a slightly pointless diversion, but here's your vibe. If we go back to this responses thing, we are going to be chucking in this. This is our module request URL. Here it is right here, okay? So we've got this send data stuff. Now we're loading up our module request message boss thing, and we're saying send thanks for the question thing, and we're passing in the send data. How do you like me now? How do you like me now? Alright, so we've now got this send thanks question message. Let's head up here, and this one is for the I'll just write this down actually. Thanks for posting a module request. That's basically what this is. This is going to be your module request has been published. So the one that we're talking about now is this, and this one is going to be called this. So thanks for posting a question, okay, and this is going to live inside responder. That's responder, and we're going to call it thanks question, okay, and we'll say your question has been submitted, okay. That's what we got. So we're going to make a thing inside responder that is going to be called thanksquestion.php. Thanksquestion.php will bear a striking resemblance to this thing here. So right around here we're going to do this, and we're simply going to say thank you for posting a question regarding the module request at, now let's just go straight for gold. Okay, so thank you for posting a module request regarding the module request at module request URL. Your question will be added to the site shortly, and we hope that you receive a okay, good. There you go. Your question will be added to the site shortly. We hope that you receive a satisfactory answer. There you go, right? So, thank you for posting a question regarding the module request at blah 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 blah. Your question will be added to the site shortly. We hope that you receive a satisfactory answer. Let's change that to regards. There you go, right? So here we are. We've now got send thanks for posting a message, thanks question. We've now got thanks question. There it is. As we get our thanks question thing, what we're doing is we convert it to plain text. And then we send internal message. So that takes us to here. And you can see that we, at some point, we changed the name to the username. And everything here looks beautiful. We've got our subject and everything. So I am happy. So allow me to demonstrate. I'm here. I'm going to look at module requests. I'm going to go to the online chat room and I'll say, is it going to be busy? Okay, something like that. Now let's just do that and submit. And you can see on the top left that my messages are at 4. Now it says your question has been submitted. As we click in, we get this. I am going to just quickly do this.
Thank you for posting a question regarding the module request at http URL. Your question will be added to the site shortly. We hope that you receive a satisfactory answer.
Okay, so there we go. And if we click onto it, it takes us here. And there you go, right? Now, the next thing, if we just keep track of what's happening here, there's a whole lot of messages going on. So what we've now done is this one here. Okay, thanks for posting a message. So the next thing that's going to happen is your question has been published. That's the next one. So if we go to module requests manage, I am now an administrator, and here comes the request responses. Okay, and we've got this question here. Now if we click into this, it says, is it going to be busy? Now when we click approve, what does that do? It runs init approve. Well, let's see if we can figure this one out. So init approve submits to module request responses submit approve. So we go to module request responses. We're going to go to submit approve. So here we are, we're submitting approve, right? And you can see right here that it's registering a response. That's fair enough. I don't even know what that's doing. But now is where we're going to add in the magic. Okay, so we'll paste in. That's what we're talking about. So we're looking for a member object. The member object is going to represent the person who has sent that response. So how do we get that? Well, you can see that we've got a response ID right here. See it? So the fact that we've got a response ID is kind of cool. So let's figure out who posted the response. The way that we're going to do that is we're going to get a response object. I don't think we've got a response object, module request object. Yeah, we don't have a response object. So we're going to say that the module request object is this model get one where. Actually get where is fine. And we want to get one record where we've got this response ID here. And that is in module request responses. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is from that response object, if we look at module request responses, right, you'll see that we've got a TronGate user ID. So I'm going to say TronGate user ID. Now that is going to be an integer of response object loading up TronGate user ID. Like that. So that's who is posting it. Then I'm going to say member object is this model, and I'm going to get one where the TronGate user ID is the TronGate user ID. I'm going to get it from members. That's what we're talking about. So that's us now got our member object. There it is. The next thing that I want is the module request URL. Now the module request URL is going to be okay. I'm going to say module request code is module request object loading up code, and I think that we've got a code. Here's our module requests. If we browse, see how we've got a code here. That's what we're talking about. So with that code, we can now chuck that in here and we can say module request code. Look at the beautiful code here. Okay, so okay, so that's that. And then right up here, I'm just going to say send a message acknowledging that a question was submitted. That's what we're talking about. Now that can actually go here. Just like that. Little indentation for the nation. Okay, send a message acknowledging that a question was submitted. I'll just say start. Then we'll chuck one in that says end. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're sending a message acknowledging that a question was asked. Now if you look back at the messages boss here, you'll see that we've got send thanks question message. Okay, and that loads up this view file. So it's send thanks for your question, blah 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 blah, and we're going to go run about here, and we're going to go like that, and that's it. Okay, so how does this all go? Oh, pardon me. I'm an idiot. It's when it's approved. Send a message acknowledging that the question was not submitted. It's approved. Approved. That's what we're talking about. So send thanks. I'm going to call it send thanks question approved message. Don't you love a long name? Alright, so back over here. It's going to be called function send thanks blah 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 blah. It's going to be remarkably similar to this one up here. Okay, so I'll just say your question has been published. That's what we're going to say, okay? So send thanks question approved message. Now let's just say that the view file is, I'll call it question published. Okay, question published. Your question has been published. There you go. So let's make that one up. We're going to go right in here and we're going to say question published.php. Question published.php will bear a striking resemblance to this one. Now you can see that we are calling the question published there. Okay, so we're going to say thanks for posting a question. Your question has now been added, has now been published on the website. Okay, and that's pretty much all we need. So thank you for posting a question regarding that. Has now been published on the website. That is it. That is it. So how are we doing in the land of milk and honey? I'll tell you how we're doing. We are doing fabulous, because if I look here, I've got 3 messages. But what's going to happen is the admin are going to say, let's approve the question. It was approved. And now as we refresh, click here, question has been published. It says, thanks for posing a question regarding the module. That your question has now been published on the website. Regards that. Boom. Is it going to be busy? Haha. That's what we're talking about on this fine day of all days. Okay. So it's a lot of work, but I think that we're getting there. Okay, now the next thing that should probably happen is when the message gets published, the request creator should get a this is fucking insane. It just goes on and on and on. Oh gee. Alright, here we go. Okay, so the message creator should probably get a message that says, you've got a question. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? Well, let's do a little trick. Your module request, right, okay, hold on a second. Right, your question has been approved, right? So we send that internal message. Now what I'm thinking is there an opportunity to also, let's also send a message to the request creator, and we can put it right in here. So we can say something like the following: this, you have a question. Okay, now let's just be clear about something. Send email if not is set. Send email. Then send email will be false, otherwise it will be true. So when we run you have a question, we're going to pass in the what the hell are we going to pass in? Well, we've got a module request URL. We can probably work with that, right? So we could pass in data module request URL. So if we go like this, function, you have a question. We're going to take that module request URL, but we're also going to pass in send email. Okay, so we'll chuck send email in here. Alright, so what we have to do is we're going to say that the module request object is this, and I'm going to say extract module request object from URL. Don't you love these big long things? Me too. So we're going to pass in the module request URL, and that's going to give us the module request object. Now, shall we test this? This is an important part of the gig, you know. So let's give it a wee test. I'm going to just say OK. And I'm going to go to module request message boss test. You can see that it says OK, right? So we're going to say that the module request URL equals. Now let's head back over to the website. And it's something like the following. something like that, right? So I'm gonna say extract blah 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 from URL. So this takes in a module request URL, and it's gonna return a module request object. That's what it's gonna do. So we're gonna say that the module request object is this blah 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 blah. We're gonna pass in the module request URL. Okay, so the way that we're going to do this is we're going to say bits is explode. We're going to look for a / and we're going to do that to the module request URL, and then we're going to say that the module request code is going to be bits, and we're going to take count bits -1. So if we echo module request code, you should get a nice little code like that. Man, I'm at the top of my game. Okay, so now I'm going to say module request object is this model. We're going to say get one where the code is the module request code, and we're going to get that from module requests. There you go. There you go. Thank you so much indeed. Thank you. Your applause is most welcome. Christian is here. How are you doing, Christian? It's ahoy to you. Welcome. I thought I'd come on the public room. I haven't been here for about a month or two. I just wanted people to know I'm still alive, you know. I thought it would be a nice thing to do. I just realised, is today Friday or Thursday? It's Thursday. Ah, it's Thursday. Well, there you go. It's Thursday. Okay, so let's now just do JSON module request object and check this out. Look at the beautiful thing. Now from that module request object, we have got created by. So we can say that something like the following. We can say if module request object does not equal false. It's a wee bit of in fact, you know what? That's a stupid bit of security. I don't need it. I'm tired of programming like a wuss. So let's just see then. We'll just say that created by is an integer of the module request object loading up created by. So if I echo created by, it's going to say either 34 or 1000. There it is. It's 34. Now, with that being the case, you can see that we've now got our member object here, right? So we're gonna do a function that looks a wee bit like this. Okay, so we go like this. You have a question, that's what we're doing. And let's just imagine that we get the module request URL in, right? We extract it, we get the created by thing. Okay, so there's created by. We got it. So that's fine. Okay, so we've now got created by. So what we're doing now is we're going to try and get the member object here. So I'm going to say that the member object. Can I rewind? I'm kind of confused about something. Alright, okay, that's right. I was overcautious there. Okay, so the member object is this model get one where, and we're going to get one where the Trongate user ID equals created by. We're going to get that from the members table. That's given us our member object, and thank you very much indeed. Okay, so we're going to just say somebody just asked a question like that, right? So we've now got the member object. Fine. What now? Well, we're going to go to the view file for the request creator, and we're going to say question asked. That's the name of it. Okay. And then we're going to say somebody has asked you a question. Like that. Somebody has asked you a question. Now, what else have we got here? Let's have a wee look. So we've got data member object, data view module, and then we've got that module request URL, which is kind of useful for us, you know. So let's keep that in. So let's just say data module request URL is module request URL. There you go. So we've figured out who owns it. That's the member object. We've figured out what the module request URL is. Now we're going to build an internal message. Okay, so we do send internal message, and when we send internal message, well, we have to look for this question asked thing. So let's go into the request creator. We're going to have a new file called questionasked.php. Question asked will be remarkably similar to question published. So somebody has just asked you a question regarding your module request at module request URL. We'd be super grateful if you could have a look and answer the question if you can. I'll just say as a matter of Okay, there you go, right? So somebody has just asked you a question, blah, 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 blah. So now we are saying you have a question, somebody has asked you a question, we send it internally, and hello, Honolulu. So let's just demonstrate this whole thing working. I'm going to go back to the module request here. As you can see, I've got 3 messages, right? And I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to view the module requests. So let's imagine that I decide, right, I'm going to ask a question here, right? I have a question. Do you like gold? Now I'm going to tick it and I'm going to submit it. As you can see, it now says that I've got 4 messages. I have a message that says your question has been submitted. Very nice. And that's something. Now I'll just look at the okay, let me just select all from messages. I'm going to order by date created descending, and I'm going to limit them to 03. I only want to see the last 3 messages, right? So let's have a wee look at what we got. Here's our last 3 things. And you can see that right here we've got your question has been submitted. So if we now click into here, look at the URL, it says ZFPER, and sure enough, ZZPER, whatever it is, that's kind of cool. Kind of cool. So it says your question's been submitted, thanks a lot. You can view it here, thanks. We'll wait, okay, fine. But then something remarkable happens. The admin logs in and goes to module requests manage, and they click on this request responses. They see that somebody has asked a question, do you like gold, and they approve it. That's now been approved, and then with the power of everything, we're going to refresh this, and you can see that we've now got 2 different things, and sent to is messed up. Downer. So I'm going to have to figure out that sent to. But in the meantime, let me just cheat. I'll make sent to me for the moment. I'll head in here. So now if we refresh here, you'll see that I've got 5 messages. There they are. And if we look in, it says your question has been published, and then it says somebody has asked you a question. So if we look at your question has been published, it says, hello DavCon, thanks for posting the question, blah, 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 blah. Your question has now been published. Great. But then it says, hello. Now there's a problem. Do you see that? Okay, so there's problems galore with this bullshit, unfortunately. So, at least, okay, let's just see what went wrong there. Now, we've got the module request URL, and then we've got you have a question. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say function test, and I'm going to chuck in the module request URL. Let's just do that. Are you feeling kind of crazy? Me too. So there's the mistake right there. I don't even need to test it. I put in a $sign. That was the mistake. Okay, so let's ask another question then. So we'll view the module requests. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say, here is a second question. How did you feel about daytime TV shows? I'm gonna hit submit. Okay, so we've submitted a question. That's fine. As we go to our message, your question's been submitted, right? But then the admin looks in and says, fine, let's approve it. Boom. Meanwhile, back on this little beauty here, you can see that now it has been sent to the right person. And if I just cheat by making this my own little thing, then what we get is this. So somebody has asked you a question. There it is right there. Hello, somebody's asked you a question regarding your module request at blah, 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 blah. We'd be super grateful if you could have a look and answer the question if you can. So they then go on to that. They see the question. Here's a second question. How do you feel about daytime TV shows? And then they, although I'm not able to do it right now, but they'll be able to compose an answer. Here is an exact, well, I'll do that later on. But basically, life is good, and I am truly the web developer extraordinaire, because I think I really nailed that, you know. So there we go. We've done that. We've done everything. And I'd say that we're about probably halfway through. How am I doing for time? I think that's a good call so that people know you're still on fire. God bless you, Christian. God bless you for that energy. I really, really appreciate that. It's my mum's birthday though, so I'm not sure how long I can hang about. But aren't we having a good old time as I take this raincoat of mine off? I tell you what, man, I've never felt so darn good. Let me tell you that for nothing. Alright, so now we're going to do You've Got an Offer, okay? You've got an offer. As a matter of fact, you know what? I think I'll do a commit because I feel kind of like we've done quite well here. So I'll just say now sending internal messages in a variety of scenarios, all to do with module requests. I think that this is the halfway point, but maybe a bit beyond the halfway point because we've done all of the hard work, you know. So now we're going to do thank you for posting an offer. We'll add it to the site shortly. So let's figure that one out. So the first thing that we have to do, of course, is go back to the module market. Here are the module requests. And this time I'm going to make an offer. So I'm going to say I'm offering £5. I offer £5. Take it or leave it. Now when I hit submit, that is going to go to module request responses, submit, make offer. That's your vibe right there. Now this is going to bear a striking resemblance to submit ask question. And on submit ask question, you can see that we've got a thing that looks a wee bit like that. So if we go to submit make offer, we can do the same type of vibe here. So I'm going to just jump right on in here like that, and I'm just going to say send internal messages. Okay, now this is going to be send thanks offer message. Okay, send thanks offer message. We're going to go back here. Now we do have send thanks question message, so we're going to copy and we're going to paste. We're going to change that to send thanks offer message. Thanks for posting an offer. That's your vibe. And then we'll just call this thanks offer. Your offer has been I'll call it thank you for posting an offer. There you go, right? So thanks offer, send internal, blah 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 blah. Now we're going to go to responder. Here it is. We're going to have a new file called thanksoffer.php. Thanksoffer.php will bear a striking resemblance to thanks for your question. So we go like that, we go like that, we go like that. Thank you for posting an offer regarding blah 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 blah. Here's the URL. Your offer will be added to the site shortly. We wish you the very best of luck. Okay, there you go. And that's it, right? So that's that. So now we can go straight back to the site. We're making an offer. And by the way, yes, I am on the site as me. There's my messages. I've got 5 of them. But as I submit an offer like this, everything looks beautiful. But look, now it says 6, top right hand side. Thank you for posting an offer. And here we go. So thank you for posting an offer. Let's now do the message. We'll just hear it.
Hello Davcon. Thank you for posting.
I'm too fast for my
request.
computer. Here we go.
HTTP URL. Your offer will be added to the site shortly. We wish you the very best of luck. Regards. Trongate support.
Alright, so they've now got a nice little message, and can you believe it? That is now this situation done. Okay, so thanks for posting an offer. We'll add it to the site shortly. Now, the next one is going to be your offer has been published. Okay, your offer has been published, and followed by you've got an offer. So how does that all go? Well, the action kicks off over on the admin panel. As you can see, an offer has come in. Here is the offer. I offer £5, take it or leave it. Now you can see if we go to module request responses, and we're going to go to submit approve. Are we going to do that? I don't even know. Actually, I don't even know. So let me just clarify this thing. We've got init approve, which all looks a wee bit familiar, doesn't it? We're going to say init approve. Now that goes to module request responses, submit approve, that's right. Well, what do you know? We are going to have to look at the response type. We're going to have to look at the response type. Okay, let me think here. Sometimes, you know, if you go too fast, that's when you make mistakes. So we have posted an offer. Great, okay? Now let's look at these request types. If we look at module request responses, I'm deliberately slowing down. You can see that we've got response types of questions and response types of offers. Now, here, let's just say a question or offer was approved. A question or an offer was approved. That's what we're doing, right? We are going to figure out who posted the response regardless. We are going to get the module request URL regardless. However, there's going to be send question approved message. One moment. Let me go to this. Send thanks question approved message. Yeah, I think what we should do here is the following. Now we're going to look for the response type. So, see how we've got a response type here? And it says string to lower response type, right? So we're going to say if the response type is equivalent to question, then we send that. Okay, so the question's been approved. Else if response type is equivalent to offer, Then we're going to say this here. And this time it's going to be called send thanks offer approved message. Okay, so basically that is going to be very similar to this little beauty here. Okay, and we're going to make a little thing up called offer published. Offer published is going to live inside here. It's going to be called offer published. It's going to be remarkably similar to this. Thank you for posting an offer regarding blah 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 blah. And the module request at that. Your offer has now been published on the website. We wish you the very best of luck. Something like that, okay? Okay, so that's it. Your offer has now been published on the website. We wish you the very best of luck. Now, arguably, you could have just done question publish because they're so damn similar. But maybe in the future I'll change it. You just never know. So back over to this thing here. There you go, right? Now we're going to go to you have. See where it says you have a question? Let's now do you have an offer. There you go. You have an offer, right? Now you have an offer is going to be remarkably similar to you have a question. So we're just going to say offer. So somebody just asked. Somebody just made an offer. Okay, so somebody has made you. Somebody just made an offer. That's cool. Somebody just made an offer. Now that is going to go to, instead of question asked, it's going to go to offer made. Offer made. New file. Offermade.php. Offer made is going to be remarkably similar to question asked. Somebody has just made you an offer. Made an offer regarding your module request at such and such. Please do check it out. Take a look and please do take a look. Hopefully it's a good offer. Nah. Okay, so please do take a look. That'll do it. That'll do it. There you go. So please do take a look when you have a moment. Fair enough, right? So regards, blah, 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 blah. Somebody's just made an offer. That, please do take a look when you have a moment. That's offer made. Here's offer made, blah, 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 blah. Module request, compare, offer made, send internal message. Beautiful, right? So, all of that stuff happens when somebody makes an offer. Let's make an offer right now. Now, hang on a minute. If we go to the inbox, I've already posted an offer. So, it's really when the offer gets approved. So let's just approve. I'm going to refresh. I'm going to click. We're going to approve. The offer has been approved, right? Now I'm going to select all from messages. Order by date created, descending. Limit. Let's go with 05. Okay, select all from messages. And here we go. So you can see right here, it says, thank you for posting an offer. Now there it goes, your question has been published. Darn. Now that's obviously wrong. So what are we going to say here? Your offer has been published. I probably don't need to do anything with that. Your offer has been published. Alright, but apart from that, how are we doing? Well, thanks for proving an offer, blah 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 blah. Somebody just made an offer. Let's cheat by making this go to me, and we'll have a wee look at how this thing is gonna look when it all plays out. So if we head over to the admin panel, refresh, we've now got 7 messages. Now that's going to say your offer has been published. We did fix that, right? So that says, thank you for posting an offer regarding the module request at such and such. Your offer has now been published. We wish you the very best of luck. There you go, right? And if we click on it, we can see the offer. Meanwhile, person who posted it gets somebody just made an offer. There you go. And it says somebody just made an offer regarding your module request at such and such. Please do take a look when you have a moment. Now, I think that we can do better than this. Now that I've had a look at it, I think that send thanks, offer approved, right? See that you have an offer thing? Yep. So when we do that, I'm actually thinking that let's get you have an offer, right? Okay. Now hold on. Right, offer's been published. Now we've got a member object. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to say responder username. The responder username will be member object loading up username. That's our responder username. And we're going to chuck that in here. Responder username. There you go. Now hold on a minute. There you go. And there you go. So when we do you have an offer, you have an offer, we are now passing in our responder username. And we're going to say data responder username is responder username. I'll even say UC first. Responder username. And then where it says offer made, we're going to say responder username has just submitted an offer regarding your module request, blah 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 blah. Now later on I could make this a whole lot more advanced, you know, like they just asked another question or something like that. But I kind of feel like that's enough for the moment. Minimum viable product, that is the key, and that is how we roll. So let's ask another question, okay? So we're going to say ask a question, and we're going to just say how. All right, thank you so much for that, Christian. I just saw that. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. All right, how many days are in a year? Okay, there's a question, right? It's a non-offensive question. And we're going to ask that question. Here we go. All right, so there you go. Here's our internal messages. Your question has been submitted. Thanks for posting the question. Question will be added. We hope you receive a satisfactory answer. Thanks a lot, right? Now, the admin panel then logs on and they see this. How many days are in a year? And they say, fine, let's approve it. And then over on the update, oh geez. Okay, so let's just do select all from messages. We're going to order by date created descending limit 0 5. There we go, right? Now let's just get these last 5 here. There they are. Thanks for posting a question. Blah 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 blah, right? Fine. So we posted a question, and as you can see, it says somebody asked you a question. They've got exactly the same times here. Now let's just cheat. Okay, so it's going to say that, and you can see your question has been published. Thanks for posting a question. Here it is. And then somebody has asked you a question. And then we go like that. Okay, and then click. And there's the question. Now, the next thing is when somebody posts an offer. So I'm going to say £7. I want paid by PayPal. My preferred currency is USD. I'm going to submit that offer. Boom. I get a thing that says, hey man, thanks for posting an offer. Regarding Moswell, added to the site shortly. We wish you the best of luck. Shame we have to be so paranoid, but that is life. So then the admin panel logs in. We see that an offer has appeared and we approve that offer. That then goes on to the site. Then we're going to say select all from messages, order by date created descending, limit 05. 5. There we go. The messages are now limited. I'm going to cheat here. You miserable swine. The subject has to get changed. Downer. I did not want that to happen. So, do you see how that says somebody just made an offer? What we really want is this. That's what we want. Okay, but apart from that, it's not too bad, you know. Yeah, it's not too bad. So let's try another one, right? Let's try another offer. So we're going to go make an offer. Okay, we'll go like that. Come on, man. Here's our offer. We're going to submit it. Then we're going to go here. Then we're going to go here. Then we're going to approve it. Let's now go in here. We'll select all from messages, order by date created, descending, limit 05. Let's have a wee look. Now there it says DAFCON just made an offer, and that's excellent. That's what I wanted it to do. So that gets sent to 34. Let me change it to my own ID. Head downstairs, go there, have a little refresh, head up here, refresh here, and look at the beautiful messages. So thanks for posting an offer. Thanks for posting an offer. There it is. Thank you very much indeed. Then we've got your offer has been published. So there you go. Thanks for posting an offer. Your offer has now been published. We wish you the very best of luck. And here it is again. There it is. And finally, the person who posted, DAFCON just made an offer. So DAFCON just made an offer regarding the module request. Please do have a look. There you go. There you go. And there you go. Oh, that's so good, man. Right, okay. I told you I was at the top of my game. Did I not tell you that I was at the top of my game? Yes, I did. And you thought I had gone. You thought I had gone. You thought that I'd headed into the shadows with my tail between my legs. Well, apparently not, folks. Let me tell you, the revolution has only just begun. And I'm feeling pretty darn good about this, you know. Okay, so that's a whole bunch of scenarios. Now, we've got thanks for answering. We've got congratulations. With a link to the deal page, which is really important. And then we've got, let's see here, your module request has been closed. Okay, only for the losers. When I say the losers, I'm not being rude. I mean the people who made an offer but never got accepted, you know. So we've got 1, 2, 3. You know something, folks? That is going to be a solid hour of work. And I want to go visit my mum because it's her birthday, you know. So let me make a quick phone call at least, and I'll see if she's in. Hang on. Oh, what on earth? What on earth? Welcome to the Insider Club. Well, it looks like we have a new recruit on board. Thank you so much. Let's have a wee look. Is it true? I'm still figuring out how this all works, by the way. So let me just have a wee look on my YouTube thing, you know, and see if I can make some sense of this. So I'm going to have a wee look at the studio thing here. Here we are. And I'm clicking on the thing. And let's have a look. I'm not even sure. In any event, joined 0 days ago. Ahaha. Christian, it looks like he has. So welcome aboard to Christian. We actually have 2 Christians here. That's Christian Holland, who has just joined. And thank you very much indeed. I'm super grateful for that. We're also joined by Gear, our own secret millionaire. How you doing, Gear? It's good to see you. And can you believe it? 2 Christians. You cannot go wrong. You cannot go wrong. And welcome. Welcome. Christian, there's a whole ton of videos there. Must be, let me think here. Must be a solid 50 hours of live coding or something. So there's a whole lot of that interspersed with the usual rants and stuff that you'd normally see. And just to let you know, the Insider Club, at the moment it's all live streaming, but very soon there's going to be tutorials and all sorts of other stuff coming up. And it's called the Insider Club for a good reason. The Insider Club is packed with insider information. I can give you an example if you want. So today, for example, I was contacted by a developer who has sent me screenshots from a phone, a Chinese phone. It's kind of a fancy one, actually. And what he has discovered is that this phone that's made in China is fetching the address of his Philips light bulb and other stuff like that and pinging it to a website based in China. That's the kind of information that we talk about at the Insider Club. So a whole bunch of stuff, and welcome indeed. Now let me phone my mum. I want to see if she's in, and I'll be back in just a little second, okay? Stay cool. I'll be right back. All right, kids, all right, and hello to you. Well, I phoned my mum up there and she's in, so I'm going to go and walk over and say hello, if that's okay. So, I think that pretty much is going to wrap this one up. It's been a couple of hours, 2 hours, 27 minutes. I'd planned on being here for 2 hours, And I think it's doing okay, you know. I've still got to do these vibes, thanks for answering, and stuff like that, you know. What else have we got? A few other bits and pieces. So I'm going to do that when I get back. I'm not going to live stream it though. And then hopefully, geez, a story of my life, innit? Hopefully. But hopefully this thing will be launched tomorrow. And I'm also hoping that I can get it firing emails, you know. So anyway, it was just a little one to let you know that we are here, we are clear, and all is well. So for anyone who's wondering, I am still alive. I'm still live streaming and everything. And thanks very much for being here, okay? Especially, well, to all of you especially. But I have to say a special hello to Christian, who just got on board. So stay cool and keep on coding. Take it easy now. Bye.